This is bullshit. Why did it have to be the fucking Panthers too? Welcome back, Thoroughbreds, to another episode of Penrith Broncos, the podcast. We are the number one Broncos podcast that we listen to. I'm Brito. I'm coming to you from the bandwagon bar. We've got our forward pack joining us online. Langers, mate, how's life treating you? What have you been up to? Introduce yourself.
Mate, my week's been not too bad, actually. We went to Moranbah for work, and that was, all rained out, wet and everything. So scrounged up a bit of work in Mackay and Nebo and the surrounding areas, and just basically looking for a property owner that would allow us on, sort of thing. So week wasn't too bad. Weekend is wild. Just trying to pack up a house with a toddler and a 4-month-old that's just deciding not to sleep anymore. So that's always fun. It's always fun to deal with a toddler that's just like, I'm down with a 20-minute nap and, waking up every 2 hours overnight. So, yes, I'm sure the parent thoroughbreds out there know exactly what that feels like. So, my week is a lot better than my weekends, which sort of sucks at the moment. But it is what it is. It's not forever. Just got to grit and bear it to sort of just get through this little period. No, apart from that, mate, I'm all good on my end. But what about you, Ringer? How was your week, mate?
Yeah, boys. A lot of travelling this week. Went and had to chop it out, actually. Had to chop her out of this joint because it couldn't bloody move. Fly all the way to Winton to meet up with the girls, wife and the two girls, and then drive them all the way back to Mount Isa and then back to home. So, yeah, fun few days that was. Caught up in them. But it was great to see the kids again. God, you don't realise how much you miss the little shits until you're away from for a fortnight. Like, it's a long time when they're little like that. So, great to get home. Was really looking forward to the weekend, finally getting that sort of, finally get the girls home. Yes, we can sort of relax. They're back at home now, get them back into their routine. Let's get into some footy. And, that sort of shit the fucking bed, didn't it? Thoroughbreds. So, anyway, we're going to do our cathartic run through tonight to get it out of the system. It's round one. I'm sure we'll be fine. But, Brito, how'd you go this week, mate? How'd you see it?
Oh, mate, I had a pretty busy week, actually, with work. But that was the busiest came on the weekend. We headed off to Mackay for a 16th birthday party. Rained all the way down there. Rained all the way back. A little bit of water. We were in the little Kia Carnival. So any thoroughbreds out there seeing them getting around, the water clearance isn't the greatest for those bad boys. So got home all right, though. Didn't really waste too much time, which was good. But I reckon I've got a bit of a theory as to why we were held to nil and why we lost. And I am putting my hand up, 100% my responsibility. So in the off season, I've got these good little graphics, try-scorer graphics that we used to like putting up last year, reinvented them. If you know him, Nick used to be the ground announcer at the Suncorp Stadium. Got a hold of him because he's no longer doing that job. So I thought, how would you like to relive your glory days, mate? Send us in some sort of, audio bites of you announcing the players, and we'll put them on the try scorers and we'll put them up. Yep, no worries. 100% on board with that. Send them all through. I've done them all up. They're all pretty. They're all sitting there ready to go. Now, I'm not saying that Nick's the reason and I'm the reason for that solely as why that happened. Why I reckon it happened is we get in the car, we're zinging down to Mackay. We're leaving at about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Game's at 7. It's a 4-hour drive to Mackay. So you know exactly where we're going to be, smack bang in the middle of the drive while the game kicks off. So I go to Mrs. Brito. I say, hey, you're going to have to do a bit of social media work on the way down. Every time we score, you got to go in here, you got to do this, you got to do that. Yeah, all right, no worries. We'll get it. Yep, okay. So we set it all up. We're listening to it in the car, driving down. Little ones are in the back cheering on the Broncos, bloody boo Panthers, all that sort of good stuff. And then the social media guys just didn't want Mrs. Brito to upload anything. So fuck your brand new try scorer graphics, and we got 0 tries coming your way, and you're going to lose it as well. Jesus Christ! So put my hand up 100% for that. That'll be our bet. I'll be sitting on the couch for the Eels game, so we'll be good to go. We'll put on 50. You heard it here first. So, but yeah, other than that, we raced down 16th, turned around. It was all right. It rained down there, but there's a water park at the caravan park that we stayed at, so the kids had a bit of a ball there. Anyway, they didn't really care. Put it that way.
Water's water.
So yeah, that's it. All right. Before we get into this painful episode, Thoroughbreds, just a little bit of housekeeping. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe. Make sure you share us around. Let your mates know and whatnot. Leave us a voicemail, please. Oh my God, I need to hear Thoroughbred. I need to hear your voices. I need to hear your thoughts, your passion coming through the hotline. So definitely leave us a voicemail there. Link will be in the description. And if you want to be a sponsor, email admin@penaltybroncos.com.au, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Right. Buckle in for this one. This is going to be a bit painful. Broncos v Panthers, Suncorp Stadium, Friday. 66 of you beautiful people showed up. 87% capacity at Suncorp. Looked like a hell of a time. I did get a bit of word after the game that they didn't play Let's Go Broncos as they ran out and then did the kickoff thing. I think that needs to come back. I know they tried to revamp it and whatever, but that is a little bit of DNA there that we're missing.
Nick would have never let that happen.
Nah, Nick, not on Nick's watch, mate. 100%. I love Alex Glenn. I love you on the mic, but you need to bring back Let's Go Broncos as they kick off. That needs to happen. All right. First half, 0-18, looking dull, looking dreary. No worries, we're the comeback king. Second half, 0-8 for a full-time score of 0-26. And well done to all you numpties out there who fell for the Fox Lab, where it had been 50-something years where a premier had been held to nil in the first round.
Yeah.
Everyone forgot that the Panthers did it 2 years ago. 2 years ago. So anyway, yeah, good on you for that one. Possession, 42%, pretty disgusting, versus 58%. Completion rate, 61%. We completed 22 out of 36 attempts, while the Panthers went 73%. Not great by their standards either. So the bloodbath could have been a lot worse, but they actually finished 36, so the same amount that we attempted, out of 49 touches of the ball. I'll give you a little bit of credit there. Like, we must have got, I watched the game briefly and then rewatched it back, but the Panthers certainly didn't execute everything that they touched either. So we got pretty lucky there. Average set meters, 34.56 versus 37.4. I don't know, 3 meters difference there. Not like, it was 10 meters or something. Tackle efficiency, again, not a great deal difference here, 87.37% versus 89.87%. We made 346. They made 275. A bit of gas out of the tank there. We missed 37 tackles. They missed 20. We had 13 ineffective. They had 11. But the errors, 19 errors. Just 19 errors. And we'll get into the individual stats later on. But 19, I know we were up against 14, but 19 is still a hell of an amount there. Penalties, 8-2, so we've started off the year exactly how we finished it, giving away penalties and whatnot. Ruck was 4-3, no one on report. Actually, I do have to say that's an error. Oblaks Tafar is on report, and we'll get to that, but I think he's just going to plead guilty. He'll only get a fine, so we'll get to that. No one sin bin, which was unusual for the weekend that we seen, or the round that we seen.
Yeah.
Kick defusal was actually pretty good, like 70% for us. 70% defusal is
that's up there.
I'm happy with that. 57% by the Panthers. So, Anyway, offload 6-11. We even put the offload away. We didn't get the ball to do it. Play the ball speed, 3.48 seconds up against 3.52 seconds. We use 7 interchanges. They use 8. Once again, Madge always keeping his powder dry when it comes to the bench there. So, Langers, let's roll through this one, mate.
Let's rip.
do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Big Band-Aid. Rip that shit off.
All right, thoroughbreds, let's get through it. Now, I would like to point out that I did do these notes while watching the game live. So there is definitely an extra layer of salt in these comments and notes
Bit
and
of
whatnot.
salt, mate.
Look, it's been 48 hours. I'm still salty, to be honest. I probably wouldn't change too much, but anyway, we'll get into it. Righty, CS, as we all know, Broncos v Panthers. Adam G is our referee. How we can't find any more referees than, the 3, but whatever, we've already discussed that and we won't get into it now. Anyway, Broncos kick off to start the game. Now, normally I'll do straight into the first minute, but this game, obviously a little bit different, a little bit unusual. So we go into the 3rd minute. First mistake of the game is made by the Panthers in their second set. Panthers number 16, Isaiah Papali'i, drops the ball coming into the line, giving the Broncos a scrum feed on the halfway line. Broncos' opportunity ends early with a knock-on by Paddy Carrigan. Now, that is just not just Paddy Carrigan, but just opportunity for the Broncos, squandered. Opportunity for the Broncos, squandered. It is a recurring thing in these notes, but we all watched it, so we know what's about to happen. Let's keep going. Into the 5th minute, we see a try to Panthers number 4, Casey McLean. After a failed bomb defusal by Reece Walsh, Panthers get the ball back, pass to McLean, who strolls over in the corner for the first points of the game. Kick hits the uprights, so not converted. She is 4-0 after the 5th minute to the Panthers. Lads, how we feeling on Casey's try? Ringer, how do you see it, mate?
Yeah, boys, 5 minutes in, I'm thinking, they score off a kick. Reece went sort of wildly hard at that ball too. Like it was a pretty outlandish attempt, but anyway, we're used to that. But at this stage, early in the game, they score off a kick. It's a rebound that fell directly into their hands, and there's no panic stations at this stage. It's a try for kick. So we'll just move on.
Yep. Brito, how'd you see it, mate?
Yeah, I'm the same. Like Casey was Johnny on the spot, got lucky, straight into the breadbasket, no one in front of him. I mean, we all know the caliber of Casey McLean. You could probably put 3 in front of him and he'll still bloody give it a good hot crack. So giving him a wide open gap there is going to go through. I did like the challenge from Reece. I thought, he's in the game sort of thing. I didn't like the drop ball, obviously, but at least he was sort of not letting it bounce, having a crack at it. They also did say on the broadcast that they were cracking down heavily on the disruptor, but they cleared that pretty quickly as well. And it was a two lads challenging for the ball midair, so it was good play. But yeah, we're in 5 minutes into the game. If you had asked me, put a bet on who's going to score first this game, I probably would have went Panthers, to be fair. It wasn't anything out of the ordinary for me.
Yeah.
No.
Yep, fair. Rightio, so yeah, she's 4-0 to the Panthers after the 5th minute. Then into the 9th minute, Jordan Ricky drops the ball on the 4th tackle on the Broncos' 20-metre line. And that is the second drop ball in 9 minutes for the Broncos, so that sort of just tells the tale of the tape, doesn't it? And doesn't really get any better, but anyway. Into the 12th minute, penalty of the Panthers for Ben Hunt hanging on too long in the tackle. During that, Jack Goss, the chicken man, he gets his head in a bit of a wrong spot in the tackle and just sort of falls down. And I thought for sure he was going off for a HIA, but it doesn't for some reason, but probably should have because, coming up as you're about to hear, Dylan Edwards just skins the lad, a couple minutes later and just, he probably should have gone off for a HIA, but he didn't. Then into the 13th minute, beautiful defence for the Broncos, sees them hold the Panthers out for the entire set. And number 8, Moses Leota, ends up dropping the ball inside the Broncos 10-metre line. Look, I thought that set was good. You know, Panthers were well and truly in our end. We were on the back foot just defending, you know, our arse out on the line. And, yeah, it did really well. And, you know, just had that pressure, that defensive pressure made Oleota drop the ball. So that was good, I thought. I was like, yeah, rightio, we're good now. You know, we're set. We're coming back now. We've got the Panthers figured out. How wrong I was. Then into the 15th minute, Panthers number 2, Paul Alamotti drops the ball after a strong tackle by Josiah Karapani. Broncos scrum feed on the Panthers 40-metre line. Our opportunity ends with a Ben Hunt grubber that's picked up by Panthers number 12, Luke Garner, and taken in goal for a dropout. Panthers short dropout, which is technically a failed short dropout because we did get the ball back. However, 16th minute penalty to the Panthers for an escort by Katoni Staggs during the short dropout. Katoni loves an escort, eh?
Yeah.
Especially with pretty feet.
Yeah. Tasty feet, yeah.
Stop it.
Stop it. He is known for that. He's done that a few times last year. Got the old penalty for the escort. So, yeah, I don't know, you know, if Madge is happy for him to keep doing that. It might work more than it doesn't. Who knows? But it's definitely.
Did we think they were a thing on a short dropout though? It's a bit more fair game, isn't it? I don't know. It just seems like they don't seem to police it very often. You see short dropouts where it's a contest for the ball. Do your best. Like I've not seen very many penalties. I don't think any for contesting the short dropout as an escort. Like, you know, you're 10 meters out anyway.
Yeah.
Salty.
Yeah.
Yes, so from that penalty, the Panthers set ends early with Panthers number 1, Dylan Edwards, knocking the ball on. Opportunity for the Broncos, and that unfortunately ends with a grubber by Ben Hunt on the 4th, which is picked up easily by Panthers defence. That was sort of a recurring thing for Mr. Hunt, putting a kick in on the 4th for no one or nothing. Nothing really goes on, nothing really happens, but oh well, at least he's trying, I guess, you know. 20th minute, try to Panthers number 1, Dylan Edwards, after a failed bomb defusal from Dean Mariner. Panthers spread it right, and Dylan absolutely skins Jack Goss to go over for the Panthers' second try of the night. Kick converted. It is 10-0. Lads, how do we see Dylan's try? Britta, I'll start with you, mate. How'd you see it?
Yeah, look, I wasn't overly impressed with this moment in the match. This was also, so you got to picture, I'm driving, so I'm being a good little boy, and I'm watching the road and listening. I'm not watching the screen. Anyway, we were pulled up somewhere, and I look down at this moment, and I catch a glimpse of a number 9 and a number 14. And I'm like, why the fuck is there a 9 and a 14 on the field at the same time? Where are they? So I messaged you guys real quick. I'm like, hey, what's going on? And then we had to take off again. Yeah, none the wiser. But I also did notice that, inside Jack was a couple of isolated defenders that either they stopped moving their feet. I know Jack was set, trying to change laterally. He doesn't really seem to have that good comeback sort of speed back inside him and whatnot. And I sort of, I don't want to shit can players. It's not what I'm here for. I want everyone in the Broncos to win a Daily M and fucking, all that sort of shit. But I don't really understand why Jack keeps getting that position early on in the game. On the bench, 100%, I'd love him there because he can come on, he can just keep the tempo going and then give the other lads a rest. They can come back on and do what they need to do. But for the beginning of the game, I feel like he's a little bit not underdone. I'm sure he's fit as shit, but I just feel like he's not with the pace. So, and he had a head knock. He had a very obvious head knock.
Yeah.
And again, I don't know why after the Katoa thing, we start round 1 and we see instances where Kalen Ponga gets hit in the head. We see Seditu get hit in the head. We see these other guys get hit in the head, Jack Goss, and they just go. And it's very obvious that they have to go sort of, or the contact to the head and there's a penalty with a sin bin. anyway, the officiating, in my opinion, Thoroughbreds has started off the year really shit. And I know why they cancelled doing their explanations on a Monday because they got overdoing it, but Jesus Christ, and for everyone out there, well, put your hand up and do it. It's I don't think I'd be able to do it properly to my standard. It's a hard gig. I get it. It's hard, but I mean, fuck, if you're doing it, you got to get it right.
Yeah, exactly right.
Anyway, the try pissed me off. That was when I started to get the shits, and all I can hear while I'm driving was drop ball, got in the way, did an escort, penalty, all this. So I'm starting to get really worried, and we're 20 minutes in.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, what were your thoughts, mate?
Yeah, I'm the same as Brett. I don't want to shit can anyone. Jack Gods can obviously play rugby league, but he obviously was impaired by a head knock. Obviously, because I think early in this set that gets him down to our end, he misses a gaping hole there too, where he comes up with nothing. So and in this instance here, he was up in the line in front of both defenders on either side of him, and there was no attacker in front of him. He wasn't putting pressure on the outside man. He wasn't putting pressure on Edwards. And I know he probably wanted someone to come and save him from the inside a bit, but essentially he was still defending no one. He was putting pressure on the ball movement, but not a player. So I honestly think he was a little bit out of it, and he shouldn't have been on there. But in my opinion, he shouldn't have been on there in the first place. We see this over and over and over again, where if we start Jack, he can do great things. He can do good things. He can chase a kick like no one else. He can,
he can hit a hole.
He can hit a hole when we can get him a bit of space. But attacking teams find him out extremely early. They target that right edge. They do it all the time because they know Jordan Ricky can tackle anything. So, they all, you got Ricky and Staggs on that side. So they always come back this way. So, yeah, I don't think he should have been on there. He shouldn't have been on there for the HIA, and I wouldn't have started him anyway. So I was extremely disappointed at this stage. Still not out of the loop of, I wasn't in that we are in trouble sort of mindset yet, because I thought we've gifted them all the ball because we just won't hang on to it. And Benny Hunt nearly kicked it into row 13 for some unknown reason. So, it's just, yeah, I wasn't panicking yet. I was thinking this is just typical Broncos. We'll hold the ball here soon and we'll come back.
Yeah. No, I was the same. I was more frustrated. We're giving the team, our opposition, a head start again that we have to claw back, after the 60th minute. Why do we keep doing this to ourselves, sort of thing? But still optimistic that we'll give them 60 minutes and we'll come through and steamroll them, sort of thing. But anyway, we'll keep going. We'll see how it goes. So yeah, she's 10-0 at this point. Into the 23rd minute. Now this, boys, this just fucking.
This sums up our game.
Yeah, walk me through this one. Right. Because I didn't actually get to fully see this.
Yeah, so after a scrappy fifth tackle play from the Panthers that saw them lose 30 metres, right? Nobody had any clue. It was just going through the hands. Everybody's just throwing it to not get tackled with the ball. It was scrappy at best. Anyway, it ends up with number 18, Thomas Jenkins. He's on the sideline. He kicks the ball 30 metres behind where they were started their fifth tackle, right? There was just nothing going on. And then Katoni Staggs plays at the ball, jumps in the air and tries to charge it down, where literally Thomas Jenkins is 10 centimetres from the sideline. So, of course, it hits Katoni's arms and just goes instantly outside. That constitutes as play the ball. Yeah. So the Panthers get the fucking ball back. Mate, just, yeah. So the notes I've got here.
I wanted to throw bloody Burning. Burning.
Mate. So yeah, coach killer stuff. We talk about the coach killer stuff. That's definitely one of them. Panthers had nothing. They had lost 30 metres and then a winger was kicking the ball. There was nothing going on. It was, just an absolute brain fart by Katoni. And I've got Broncos are their biggest enemy so far, giving themselves no opportunity. But it was funny because there was a little bit of circle of life moment for me here at the Langtree household, because like I yelled at the TV, which then the baby started to stir. So then the missus yelled at me. So it's like me yell, she yells. Circle one.
It's a circle.
Yeah. So I thought
You
that was
throw
kinda
remote,
funny.
she throws.
But yeah, just after this point, boys, I was just like, what the fuck? Like, yeah, so that's basically what I yelled out at the TV, and then that's what got Mrs. Langer's offside. So anyway, we'll keep going. Into the 26th minute, fifth tackle play sees Reece Walsh just kick it straight up the anus of Xavier Willison. Just, bro, what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. What the
Oh,
fuck's
mate.
going on here?
Yeah, so yeah, just poor communication. I don't know. Big X, he's not a small dude, so I don't know what Reece was looking at because, being that close in front of you, you can even if you're looking at the ball, you can still see that there is a mountain of a man in front of you. I don't know. But you're halfway through your big wind up, big bomb kick, so I don't know. Poor communication.
It was the classic Broncos play though, where they have Renault on the right and Reece schemes behind the ruck. And then they sort of fake to Renault. Reece swaps around and he's going for his big left boot downfield. Oh, and it's just like everyone that watched the Broncos can see this play unfolding. And we're like, well, here we go. This is getting a bit more like our shape. I think it was only the fourth too, maybe. Yeah, and Big X directly in the fucking way, and Reece kicks it, like Langer said, into his anus.
Yeah,
and it's like,
right up in there.
Can we fuck this up more? Like we literally couldn't fuck this up any worse. Katoni gifting them fucking the ball back after we finally bloody puts a bit of pressure on in defence, and then we just give them the ball back on our 30 after a play that we run probably 17 times a year.
Yeah, exactly right. So yeah, I've chalked it up to poor communication between the lads, and we'll leave it at that before we lose our minds any further. So yeah, as Ringer said, Panthers do get a fresh set on the Broncos 30-metre line. Then into the 28th minute, Panthers number 16, Isaiah Papali'i, drops the ball on the Broncos try line, trying to pass the ball. Yeah, I think Broncos are lucky to escape with that one because, yeah, if he got that ball away, someone was definitely going to scoop that up and they were going to be in for another try. He probably could have just taken the tackle too. He probably didn't even need to take, try to get that ball free. But anyway, he did and he dropped the ball. So we'll move on. Into the 30th minute, Panthers number 16, Isaiah Papali'i drops the ball again on the Panthers' fourth. Yeah, he would be. I would not be impressed with Isaiah's work that game. But anyway. But it was, like the note that I've got here was a hard, fast pass from Cleary, bounces off his chest, gives the Broncos a breather. It was a very, bullet pass, and it just hit him square on the chest. He just misjudged it. It did come at him a lot quicker than he was definitely anticipating, and bounces off his chest. Head clash at this point between Cleary and Big X, and you wouldn't read about it, but Big X is the one that has to go off for the HIA. Like, it wasn't even mush to mush sort of thing. Like, it was chin to
chin dip.
Chin dip.
Yeah, chin dip. Yeah, so Big X goes off for a Cat 2 HIA. He passes it, so he's all good. Nothing on the injury there, Brito. No, sweet. First tackle after the scrum, Shiba drops the ball. First tackle, straight after the scrum. Panthers scrum feed on the 30-metre line. So that's how our night's going. Then also in the 30th minute, Panthers penalty to the Panthers for a high shot by Ben Talty straight after the scrum. So it's like scrum, our scrum, Shiba gets it, he drops it. Panthers scrum, Panthers get it, they get a penalty because Ben Talty just comes in and fucking headshots some lad. So yeah, that's great. Panthers opt for the 2, like the cowards that they are. Kick converted, 12-0. Lads, I'd like your thoughts on the last 5-10 minutes of play because shit was hectic. You had your Katoni brain fart. You had your Reece Walsh kicking it up the arse of Big X. You had the head clash. You had the penalty. You had the drop ball. It's not great. So, lads, how are you feeling? Because I know how I was feeling. That's for sure. Brito, talk to me.
2 things. Isaiah Papali'i is on my SuperCoach team, and I was like, if it takes him to have a shit game for us to win, I'm here for it. Because all I could hear was, "Oh, Papali'i's dropped it. Oh, he's dropped it." I'm like, holy shit, how many errors is this lad gonna do? Anyway,
-22.
Yeah. Anyway, that was that one, and the other point was I was panic stations. The whole time up until here, I was like, okay, the last 20 minutes, let them get into the sheds. Madge will get hold of them. Lads, what he is doing, turn it back on. Let's go. 20 minutes ago, we're kicking the gear. Off we go. When they went for the kick, I was like, that could be a good thing. Hopefully it's because they feel like they need to get out to that 2-point buffer, and then they're going to try and hold us out from there because I don't know, maybe it's feel like we are dropping a lot of ball, but maybe they're like, well, we can't just run through them. It's actually not that easy. We'll just have to kick it here. But that's wishful thinking at this point, sort of thing. But yeah, like I just, and it started to sneak in the importance of trials and whether or not we actually missed that. Or, is this a bit of rust? We'll go 3 rounds and then we'll start to click. Or maybe that was the loss we needed at home to be humbled, even though we should have been humbled overseas. Maybe the excuses overseas, like, oh, it's cold. Oh, it's a long trip. You're not at home, blah, blah, blah. All that sort of, well, now we're at home. Now it's not cold. Now we're actually into the thick of it. We've just been belted. Essentially, I would say being held to nil is being belted. And you just need to wake up and you just need to focus, sort of thing. So, yeah, I'm not enjoying thinking about having to do this podcast at this point.
Ringer, how did you see that 5-10 minutes of play, mate?
Yeah, well, it's no point sugarcoating, is it? It was an absolute clusterfuck. It was as bad of rugby league as I've seen the Broncos play, even probably back to the fucking spoon year.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen that many errors condensed in not just silly errors where maybe there was a pass a little bit forward that got called, or it was just pure blatant fucking errors, unforced, that we've done to ourselves in a short condensed period. It was shocking, and I could not believe the Panthers took the 2. I thought if they score on us here, we could be in Eels territory. Put a line through us because we could get 50 put on us here if we keep playing like this. So I was actually happy they took the 2 from that point of view, but they weren't doing great things either. And our scramble was the best part of our rugby league, which it had to be because we kept giving them the ball every.
Yeah. Just real quick, just on that, the whole kicking thing and not seeing out the set. When you look at the stats, if you didn't watch the game, you would not. So kicks, 15 to 18. We got away 15 kicks to their 18, considering that we were barely making it to the 5th tackle. And we had fuck all ball. And we actually, 471 meters to 416. We out-kicked them.
Yeah.
But the kick return meters were pretty shit. The kick return was
Panthers
71
were kicking
meters.
To school, we were just picking to get out of our own.
But that's what I like. Kick return meters 71.
Yeah.
Up against 162. Anyway, sorry, I interjected.
No. Good stats. Stats.
Good stats.
Rightio. Let's keep going, boys. Let's keep going. So yeah, she's 12-0 after the 30th minute. Into the 35th minute, knock on by Panthers number 4, Casey McLean on the Panthers 20-meter line. Best opportunity of the night for the Broncos for sure. Then into the 36th minute, penalty of the Broncos for a high shot on Ben Talty. So I'm just like, here we go. We got the Broncos tap 10 meters out. We're going to get some points here for sure. Bit of silver lining, come back. Here we go. Vibes are going to increase. And then the set ends prematurely with a drop ball from Jordan Ricky, doesn't it? So that's
Who
great.
was through a fucking gaping hole.
Yeah. And he should have taken that ball. He should have taken that ball.
Yeah,
There
it
was no
wasn't a
reason
bad
why he couldn't.
pass.
Nope. It
And
was
can you imagine, like, in my head, I'm watching this play unfold. Reese has set this, well, the whole set had set this up. Ricky's actually hitting an Akora line. Like, you can see it coming, and Reese puts it in front of him. He drops it. And I'm thinking,
yeah.
we could have got to 12-6 here, and we've been terrible. Like, anyway,
Yeah.
so it was hard. It was just another layer of fuckery on this game.
Yep. And that's what I was thinking too. Like, if we can get some points here, get into the sheds, 12-6, great
Yeah.
result for us
Yeah.
at halftime. But wasn't to be. Then into the 39th minute, Katoni Staggs loses the ball in the tackle inside the Broncos half, which gives the Panthers another opportunity. And they convert, unfortunately, because also in the 39th minute, try to the Panthers, number 18, Thomas Jenkins, after a fifth tackle kick. Katoni Staggs races off the line to try to shut down Panthers number 6, Blaze Talangi, misses, and then Blaze just puts a chip over the top of the defence, and Jenkins catches it, scores in the corner. Kick from the sideline is converted. She's 18-0. Lads, that's basically halftime. At that point, there was like 20 seconds left. Kick, Cleary, he does the conversion. So she's halftime, right? So she's 18-0 at halftime. I've got some halftime notes here, and then I'll throw to you, lads. So I've got Broncos are their own worst enemy. Yep. Very clunky and out of rhythm. Multiple drop balls, multiple failed catches, multiple poor decisions, multiple times where there was no communication between the players. Could you tell that I was salty as fuck at this point or what?
You weren't alone.
Broncos are lucky. It's only 18-0. Panthers with their own multitude of errors, keeping them from posting a bigger score, which we sort of talked about. And I've got big second half for the Broncos needed. So, yes, I was doing the notes as we were watching the game on Friday. Lads, how did you see that try, that first half in its entirety? Mate, I'll talk to you first. How'd you go? How'd you see it? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, mate, you nailed it in the first line there where it says we're our own worst enemy, because we definitely were. We gifted them all the ball. And yet again, I thought if Katoni shut down Blaze in that last sort of ditch play and we go into the sheds 12-0, I think that is a monumental fucking godsend, that we've only gone down 2 converted tries, because the way we played just was not good enough. So, but unfortunately, he not only dropped the ball to give him the ball up our end, he missed the tackle, which he had lined up. I thought, Jesus, he might kill Blaze here, the way he was coming out of the line, and he just missed it. And yeah, it was just one of them nights, mate. Just sad stuff.
Yep. Britto, how'd you see the first half, mate?
I had a terrible sinking feeling in my gut, and I was like, normally leading into the seasons, you're always nervous. Oh God, I hope they bloody come out and play good, because all the haters are going to come at you. The amount of shit we talk as well, you're going to cop some of it and whatnot. So you just want them to play well, and like just listening to it as we're going down, I'm like, what is going? Like you said, we've had Stags handball play at it. Didn't need to do it. Then we've had Reese kick the shit out of it straight into the back of big fella, Big Willis, Big X, and just unnecessary, like Ricky just dropping it cold, but again, we've seen this scenario before. 18-0, half time, come out, put it to bed, sort of thing. Well, not put it to bed, but we came back and won. So yeah, like I was always hopeful. I was hopeful that Madge had seen something. It was around about this time as well that I realized that Ezra's not on the field. So I've spent 2 hours in the car not watching any news leading up to the game. I see a 9 or 14 running around, and then I find out that Ezra's on the bench. I'm like, well, that makes sense, but that's why there's a 9 and 14 out there. Why? And I'm pretty sure I'd seen that there was a caption, but I didn't actually go in and watch it. I'm pretty sure Madge did come out and say that he got something wrong, and I believe it was the bench and the makeup of the team. I would love to know why. I mean, Ezra around tired, yeah, sure, he did play that role last year, I guess, but have they been training that way? Probably not. They've probably been having Ezra on full time. It'd be Hunt and Pakesy swapping in and out, not them starting. And then there was an interesting the little bit that I did see. Some of the passes that were getting sent to the forwards from the dummy half weren't exactly where they wanted them to be. So, little bit of and Anyway, I was shitting bricks at this stage.
Yeah. Rightio, thoroughbreds. Let's get into the second half. Panthers kick off. It is 18-0, as we all know. Into the 43rd minute, penalty to the Broncos for a high shot on Dean Mariner. That helps the Broncos get out of their end and into attacking territory. Jordan Ricky drops the ball on the first tackle. And then I've got bruh next to it.
Bruh.
A cheeky stat decides to get thrown up on the TV at this point. 9 errors for the Broncos and 7 for the Panthers. So, it's an error-riddled game so far, but just seems like our errors are in real detrimental times of the game, whereas, Panthers, they drop the ball the halfway line, whereas, we drop the ball about to score, or we kick a ball up the arse and make a player offside when we're still inside our 30 metres. The errors positions on the field really cost us, I think. But 9-7, I was just like, oh shit, I didn't think Panthers had 7 errors. You definitely knew Broncos had 9 because of how, like I said, detrimental they were. But anyway, weird little cheeky stat in the 43rd minute. Into the 46th minute, after a great couple of plays from the Broncos, Gemmet Shibasaki throws the ball behind Josiah Karapani straight over the sideline. Another Broncos opportunity squandered. He didn't even look. Oh, Shiba, before he threw that ball, didn't even look. Just fucking grabbed it, ran, and then just threw it. Threw it into, I don't know. Was sitting there in the grandstands. They got the ball. It was fucking just, at this point, I'm like, fucking, here we go. Anyway, we'll keep going. Into the 49th minute, strong tackle from Shiba, Man and Karapani sees Panthers number 17, Kalani going.
Going.
Yep.
I don't know, going. Lose the ball on the 4th tackle. Set for the Broncos ends with an attacking kick, so that's good. It's sad that I've put that in as a note because that should just be standard play, But it's just hey,
that's a highlight for us for this game.
Yeah, terrible. Also in that 49th minute, captain's challenge from the Panthers on a loose carry by Panthers number 18, Tom Jenkins. Replay shows Jenkins losing the ball, but the bunker deems it went backwards. So technically a successful challenge. Bullshit decision from the bunker.
And the crowd the crowd chanted that as well, very loudly.
Abundantly clear.
Yeah, 100%. Even the commentators are just terrible decision. That's wrong.
The commentators on all platforms. I've listened to Cam Smith. I've listened to the KO. I've listened to all of them. They were like, what was that?
Yeah, terrible decision. So, I've got a little talking point, thoughts on that decision, lads. But, we're all in agreement. That was bullshit.
And, of course, I mean, if you want to put your tinfoil hat on and you want to talk about rigged competitions, sure. Of course, the Panthers challenge and get to keep it. And even as they go to challenge it, the commentators, I don't know why they've challenged this. It's very clearly, but oh no, you get to keep it now. Yeah, you're right. It wasn't that. It wasn't a loose carry. It wasn't a strip. Sorry, but it did go back. So you get to keep that challenge. Well, no, hang on a second. You're challenging the fact that it's a strip. That wasn't the case. You've lost your challenge. Anyway.
Yep.
Salty after this, I can tell you. This is the nail in the coffin for me. That goes from that little bit of optimism because I could see we were trying until that happened. I'm like, there is not a fucking snowball's chance in hell that we get a go at this game. It was not all the bunker's fault. Even though it was a terrible call, that's just how our night was going. He nearly threw it through our uprights, and they called it backwards. So, whatever.
Yes, indeed. Oh well, like you said, Ringer. It's not. We didn't lose because of that bunker decision.
No, that's for true.
Anyway, let's keep going. Into the 53rd minute, after Reece Walsh makes a break down the right-hand side, he passes to Dean Mariner, who tries to stand up in the tackle and gets dragged over the sideline. Bruh, what the fuck? Like, man, like, there was like 3 of them there, and it's just like, what did you expect to happen, Dean? Like, they just held you up and just treated you like a 6-year-old having a meltdown at Coles and just dragged your ass over the sideline. Like, it was just, and like, Reece did well, made the break,
Yeah.
got the opportunity. Dean comes inside about 2 meters and then just stands up in the tackle, like, doesn't.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Another opportunity squandered is the note that I've got here. Into the 54th minute, penalty to the Panthers for a high shot by Paddy Carrigan. That boy likes to swing an arm, doesn't he? Like
He
that's
can.
damn near every game now. Old Paddy likes to just headhunt someone and just, he's been getting, it'd be, we might keep an eye on that one throughout this season because it's definitely a recurring thing for Mr. Carrigan. Third tackle for the Panthers, see them spread it right, and Karapani just gets his hand on the ball, saving a certain try for, that would have been Brian Toto, I would imagine he would have been going over there. Scrum feed for the Panthers, deep inside the Broncos' half. Panthers set ends early with a knock-on by Dylan Edwards trying to do a short pass. I don't know, you could blame Edwards, you could blame the bloke he was trying to pass to, whoever, whatever. Into the 57th minute, knock on in the tackle by Ben Tulty trying to come out of the Broncos' half. Panthers with another opportunity. And in the 58th minute, penalty to the Panthers for Tony Staggs being offside. Panthers opt for the 2 again. Kick is converted. It is 20-0 at this point. Lads, how we seeing it? How we thinking? What are we doing? Ringer, mate, talk to me.
Yeah, mate. It comes back to the same old thing, our own worst enemy, where Josiah knocks that ball down and we do defend a complete another set on our line really well.
Mhm.
And then as soon as we get the ball back, we fucking drop it again. It's unsustainable rugby league if I've ever seen it. And, I'm glad they took the 2 again. I'm pretty sure. Like, I don't know how many more sets we could bloody hold out, but the Panthers aren't interested in putting scores on. They're interested in knocking 2 minutes off the clock and putting you away. And I think that is it was a sign of a tiny bit of respect for the way we did scramble in defence, because the Panthers were not great either. They only had a 73% completion rate, so they did drop it enough. But we did defend relatively well in that sort of scrambly. We had to, because we refused to not let them have the ball every 2 seconds. So, yeah, hopefully that's something we can build on. But, yeah, glad they took the 2 again.
Yep. Bruno, what were your thoughts, mate?
Yeah, I was surprised. And I know, the Panthers are just meticulous. There's points on offer, we'll grab it, whatever. If we get shape and we get in the right position of the field, we'll run something at you and try and score, sure. But and like Ringer was saying with the tackling, our efficiency with the tackling was not bad. Only a little bit less than we had to make a shitload more, but we still ended up not being too far off where they were. So the scramble was good. And I just think at this point, the Panthers were just running through, righto, if we get a penalty here at this part of the field, we're not even going to bother to go tap it, we'll just kick it. And so they're just getting into their season, practicing what they've been practicing all off season sort of thing. It's what they're doing here.
Yep.
What we're doing, I've got no fucking idea. No respect for the pill, no respect for any sort of grit or grind when we had it. At this point, I'm looking for 4 forwards and a kick. That's all I want to see. And we're just not even getting to that. So, yeah, I was sort of, it's dark night, it's raining, heading down to Mackay, and I'm just trying to stay on the road.
Trying to not drive into a tree.
Yeah. So, but there are other people in the car. It's okay.
Yes. So, I was like, rightio, she's the 60th minute now. This is where the Broncos turn it on. She's 20-0. here we go. This is where the fun starts. You know what I mean? And then in the 61st minute, knock on by Panthers number 6, Blaze Talangi trying to catch the kickoff. And I'm like, here we go. It's the 60th minute. Here we fucking go. Right. Solid opportunity for the Broncos. We all know this. Staggs is tackled over the line on tackle 3. It's like, okay. It's all good. It's all good. 5th tackle play sees the Broncos spread it left. Man puts Big X through a hole after just a lovely short pass. Big X drops the ball. Once again, he would have been fucking over too if he just held on to that. You know, like he had a bit of covering defense, but he would have just, bounced off him and still gone over. But yeah, just put him through a beautiful hole, that man ball, and then he fucking drops the ball. Anyway. So yeah, just deflated because I was like, here we go. Here we go. And then just bang, just rinse and repeat. Get the ball, get an opportunity, squander that bitch. So anyway, into the 64th minute, after a knock-on by Panthers number 5, Brian To'o, Ben Hunt makes a 30-meter dash down the side, giving the Broncos another opportunity. Love that. I was like, right, here we go. Now, they've had to wait an extra 4 minutes. Let's go. Opportunity ends with Haas trying to do an offload to Ben Hunt, who wasn't ready for the ball, and he drops the ball. Now, I will defend Ben Hunt on this one. Haas should never have offloaded that. I said it last season. A couple of Haas's offloads are basically like hospital passes to his teammates. He gets the offload off, so he gets the big tick in his book, and then whoever gets the ball back either just gets crunched or then needs to do ridiculous work to get where Haas was. And look, we glazed that man every game, deservingly so. He was still one of our best on the night for sure, but he should have just taken that tackle. There was no reason for that offload. Nobody was ready for it. Ben Hunt certainly wasn't. And yeah, he drops the ball. So that's my opinion. Anyway, we'll keep going. 66
Making
minute.
that 2027 signings a little bit
easier.
Yeah,
exactly right. Exactly right.
He's doing it for us. He's doing it for us.
He's doing it for us, yeah.
Yeah, exactly right. 66 minute try-saving tackle from Ezra Mam after another failed bomb defusal by Dean Mariner. So I wrote that, I see them contest the challenge and then, bounces off. Dean doesn't catch it. So I'm just like, fuck. So I'm writing. Then I realised Broncos captain's challenge on a double knock-on call. So basically the ref's gone, Dean's knocked it on. Then Ezra's done the try-saving tackle. Old mate dropped the ball, but Dean knocked on first, so she's a double knock-on. Broncos captain's challenge that bad boy. Replay shows Casey McLean knocking the ball into Dean Mariner first, so challenge is successful. So we've had a couple of captain's challenges tonight, and they've both been successful, which I think does not look great on the referee. But if you have a player going, you need to look at that again, pal, because you got it wrong. And it's like, oh, shit, yeah, I did get it wrong. And then, but, that Panthers captain's challenge was bullshit. So, we'll keep going. But yes, our challenge is successful. 67th minute, penalty to the Panthers for Broncos players being offside. That helps the Panthers get on good field position. Then the 68th minute, charge down and regather by Ben Tulty gives the Broncos another opportunity. Love that by Mr. Tulty. Yep, indeed. He's, that was good. Opportunity ends with an early grubber by Ben Hunt that's taken pretty easily by Brian To'o, who's tackled just outside the Panthers' in goal. And then I don't really know what this penalty is for, but Broncos rush off the line, resulting in another penalty to the Panthers. I don't know if it was they were offside or the markers weren't square or whatever, but they tried to get Brian in goal for a dropout. He just gets out by the skin of his teeth, plays the ball, and then as soon as he plays the ball, ref blows the whistle. So I've just got, Broncos rush off the line. I don't really know why that penalty happened, just because it's it's the Panthers. Let's just help them get out of their own end again.
Yeah.
Then into the 72nd minute, Panthers captain's challenge for an interference from the Broncos. Replay shows Dean Mariner holding back Panthers number 4, Casey McLean, resulting in a penalty and another successful challenge. So that's 3 successful challenges tonight. Yeah, I don't know, they were away down their left side, our right side, and Dean's just tried to tackle Casey without him having the ball. So it was a penalty. So that's fine. Panthers set ends early with their number one, Dylan Edwards, losing the ball on the Broncos' 10-metre line, giving the Broncos the scrum feed. And that was in the 72nd minute. Then in the 75th minute, we see a try to Panthers number 18, Thomas Jenkins. Jenkins intercepts a cutout pass from Reece Walsh that was never on and scores untouched for the Panthers' fourth try. Kick is converted. It's 26-0. Yeah, I love that cutout pass by Reece. I love it. It works. It's good. But that pass was never on. Jenkins was right fucking there. He did not have to reach out at all to get that ball. So that's my thoughts anyway. But lads, how did you see that one, Brito, mate? Talk to me.
Yeah, look, love, like, the rocks or diamonds thing is going to start coming back. And I checked the stats straight away afterwards to see what Reece was up to. And it's not bad reading, sort of thing. Like,
No.
Reece did Reece sort of stuff. But it's just typical of him, isn't it? Just, what were we? We were 20 down, whatever it was.
Yeah,
and he's just going guns blazing, like,
Something,
you know, sort of thing. Something's going to happen. And that also, like, I have seen a lot of chat over the last 2 days about we were trying to force the greatness out of ourselves, and just not really laying the platform, sort of thing. So I tend to agree, like, maybe the pressure wasn't there. They're up. Jenkins has got no stress, and he throws that ball and oh, sweet, thank you. Whereas if we had pressure and he's in two minds and then he throws that ball, maybe we end up with a different story, sort of thing. So, yeah, it's just sort of, I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, that's the, that's the bell for the night.
Yep.
Ding, ding, finish it up, let's go.
Yep. Bring up, how do you see that try, mate?
Yeah, I'm sort of in a different camp where I think it's pretty hard to blame Reece for that when you're 20 down with 5 minutes to go. Like, there was space outside Jenkins. Jenkins was inside the centre, I think. So a double pump and we probably got 2 on no one on the outside. But yeah, it was directly into Jenkins' chest. Like, there's no two ways about it. Like, he didn't have to move. So I don't know. The Pink Panther took one off us there. But yeah, once again, it was just a pure and utter summation of our night. Just
Yeah.
that shit's going to happen to you. Even going back up there where the sorry. But yeah, where we actually pin them in a corner, and before we even get an opportunity to put pressure on, they blow a penalty. It's like, bro, we're 20 down. The boys are trying to do something. Like, were they that offside? Because I don't know. They're just one of them nights, I think. Like,
Yeah.
good night, Irene. Like you said, ding, ding, ding. Let's go have a shower and forget this ever fucking happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, exactly right. Exactly right. Rightio, there's only a couple more to go, Thoroughbreds. Appreciate you sticking around with this. So, yes, she's 26-0 after the 75th minute. Then into the 78th minute, forward pass by the Panthers. Number 20, Billy Phillips, gives the Broncos some better field position. Set ends with Reece Walsh batting it back from a high kick. That's just, taken by the Panthers. And then in the 80th minute, 79th minute, and fucking 45 seconds, whatever you want to call it, last play from the Broncos sees a kick down in the corner for Stags to potentially get, but Panthers number 1, Dylan Edwards, gets there first, and then Panthers just, proceed to run out the clock. That is full time. She's 26 to goose egg. Rough. A full-time chat. Got some little notes here. Broncos deserve to lose more than the Panthers deserve to win. I think that's pretty evident. Just squandered opportunities.
Yeah.
Too many errors, too undisciplined, gave the Panthers too many opportunities while simultaneously squandering every one of ours. Broncos held scoreless since the Bunnies in 2021. I think that was round 14. I think I was. So that's not great. First time Panthers have ever held Broncos scoreless. Not great.
There you go.
Tough start to the season. I don't think anybody's going to disagree with that one. But boys, lads, ladettes, thoroughbreds, don't stress. It is game 1. She
Yeah,
is
boy.
just a very long road to the finals. So we've got time to get this right. Look what we did to the Roosters last year. Pumped them, put 50 on them. They still made the top 8. So don't be neglected. Don't be downtrodden. It's all good. We will get it sorted. So, as always, bring on the fucking Eels next week, boys. But lads, how did you see the entirety of the game? Ring up, mate. Talk to me.
Well, the entirety of the game was fucking terrible. So we'll just start there. It was a fucking awful watch. But what I'm hoping as a thoroughbred and as a tragic fan is that we got all of that shit out in round 1 versus possibly the best team of the last decade and got away with a 20-odd point to nil loss where it could have been 40-50, like quite easily. Like if we played a hot team and we give them that much ball. So there's only 2 positives I'm going to pick out of this whole game. Is that our scrambling defense was pretty good considering how often we give the Panthers the ball, and it is the Panthers, a team with Cleary, Edwards, Yo, Kenny, like they're stars all across the field. And the fact that we did defend a hell of a lot of those opportunities they had gives me a bit of confidence that the defensive structure will hold up, especially that being our essentially second game if you call the World Club Challenger trial. The second positive is that Jordan Ricky and Xavier Willison, both playing second row, like Ricky is our second row, but X was playing second row at the time, both squandered tries, but we actually used our second rowers in attacking shape, where we all teams are getting so used to, and have to say, Ezra was on the field, so there's also that. Teams are getting so used to a half or Carrigan going out the back to either Ezra, out the back to Reese with centre wingers, and all that outside in defence. They worried about the speed of Reese. What I did like is that 2 times we've just hit short with a rampaging second rower, and there was a fucking blowing hole there that we could have exploited twice, and it's only because we're so not used to it that they fucking dropped the ball. So that's what I'm putting it down to. But that is, and I know I'm reaching thoroughbreds. I know I'm fucking by the very fingernails reaching for positives. But I do see that shape as a positive for us because every time we hit a back rower on that hard line that Ricky and Willison were running, the next time it creates either space for Reese or they stroll through again. So we did not see that nearly all year last year, that we used any second rower to any sort of effective attacking sort of stance inside the opposition 20. And we did it twice in this game and we nearly scored both times. So it'll be very interesting. Well, if we watch that as a pattern that we should be using, and I think we all called for it last year, is that we've got these thoroughbreds, we've got these big thickies on our edges. We do not use them as attacking options. So put a pin in that thoroughbred. We're going to watch that for the rest of the year because if that's an option for us, especially with X, Jack Goz has got to go to the bench while Pakira's out. X has to play on that left edge. I think we could do some real fucking damage with that. So, yeah, there's 2 positives and I'm sticking with it, boys, after that game, and I'm wiping the rest. I'm getting the bloody MIB. Look into this. Men in Black, thank you very much. We're going to forget the rest of that game.
Great shout, I think. I certainly wasn't looking for any positives, so I'm glad you've recalibrated me a little bit. And it's definitely true. Exactly what you just said. Oh, thank you for that. You put silver lining there.
What a smile on my face.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Righto, mate, talk to me. How do you see the game?
Yeah, I'll second. Like, we got everything out of the way. I'm hoping that, well, and I'm not going to tell Madge what he's doing, but I reckon Madge would walk in and be like, righto, forget about it. We're not even going to review that game. We'll move on. We've got the Eels coming up. Let's just focus on that. We're never going to do that again this year, hopefully. So why look at it again, sort of thing. So, and then talking about positives or trying to reach with the defense thing, I just want to underline that. We missed a lot more than the Panthers did. 12 of our missed tackles came from Adam Reynolds and Ben Hunt. They did 6 apiece. Take that out. Everyone's missing 1 or 2 or, a few here. Shout out to Sir Thickness, Ben Tolte, 100%, 18 tackles, 0 miss, 0 ineffective. So good on him. So I just thought I'd point that the scrambling defense probably saved us from being a lot worse. Let's be honest, it had to. Like, you don't hand over that much ball to the Panthers and then only go down 26-0. So our defense has to take some sort of credit there for lessening that blow. But, our attack, it goes back to that, is there too many chefs in the kitchen? Like, we had Pakesy. Pakesy doesn't really do much, but he was out there with Ben Hunt. Then we had Adam Reynolds, then we had Walsh, and then, Pakes gave way, and then we had Mam out there. There's a few games that we've seen on the weekend where it was very clear who the dominant playmaker was. They were very clinical and they got through their work. So, I don't want to start that chat again. Matt, the chat around Madge this week is going to be fucking deafening when it comes to that, especially with Carrigan now coming out saying he'd be open to going to the PNG Chiefs. Jesus Christ, we're not making it easy on ourselves in the media, are we? But
no.
But yeah. Anyway, we'll get it. It's out of the way now, out of our system. We'll move on.
Yeah.
All right, and we'll move on too into a great little segue.
Yes, please.
Your boys here at Penrith Broncos have picked up a sponsor.
Yeah, boy.
We've had someone come on board, which is mighty appreciated of them. The Hot Shot, and you might have seen the graphics after the game, the Hot Shot NRL Player of the Game is brought to you by Hot Shot Fire Services in Brisbane. When it comes to protecting your business, you want a team that responds fast and gets the job done right. And that's exactly what you get with Hot Shot Fire Services. From fire equipment installation and servicing to compliance and safety checks, they make sure you're covered when it matters the most. Just like a clutch player stepping up in the big moments, Hot Shot Fire Services deliver when the pressure is on. So let's get in to the Hot Shot NRL Player of the Game. And it's as voted by you guys, you thoroughbreds, an overwhelming landslide. So we put the first graphic out, we get you to nominate. It was a heavy I was like, I can already see a pick here. Put the 2 up that were the most nominated, and then I think 86% of the votes went by the way of Josiah Karapani. And his stats definitely sort of back that up. And it's good to see the thoroughbreds have their trained eyes out on who was performing well through the match. 80 minutes, 16 runs for 164 meters. He had 65 post-contact and 3 tackle breaks. So he was making 10.25 meters a run, which is what I love to see, and 4.06 meters with the post-contact. Love to see that shit too. Hitting the line, bending it. He should have actually, what I should have been interested in as well, is having a look at his play the ball speed, which 3.33 seconds. Which is one of the fastest that we've got down. Payne Haas with 2.96 seconds.
Fucking off, ridiculous.
And the lad played the whole game. Like, yeah.
He had a 2-minute break. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. All right. So sorry, Josiah, this is your moment.
Yeah.
So 1 line break, 0 offloads, 4 tackles, 1 miss, 1 ineffective, 66.67, and he had 1 error. So congratulations, Josiah. You've taken out the Hot Shots NRL Player of the Match for round 1. Good job. Keep up the great work. And if you need your fire services looked at, you need some consulting, you need a checkup, make sure you call Hot Shots Fire Services Thoroughbreds.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations on the first live ad read, Bretto. Love it, mate.
I know, right? Whew. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. Have you guys want to nominate anyone? Because I'm going to go Sir Thickness just because he did 100% tackle efficiency and I love the guy. But Langers, have you got a man of the match?
Mate, yeah, I'll go Payne Haas. He's just apart from that offload that I didn't appreciate, but he does that for us. Like I didn't realize that he played 78 minutes, like because he went
Crazy.
off for a 2-minute break, and then Big X got the HIA, the old head clash with Cleary. So then, old Payne had to go back on and then just played the rest. So that's a monumental effort, just that alone. And then his stats are Payne has stats, So you just big ups for the big fella for me.
Yeah, fair. What about you, Ringer?
Yeah, mate, I think Josiah's a very deserving recipient of our first hot shot player of the game. Because, and I'm glad that the Thoroughbreds have keyed into something that we've been tipping them into for a while, is that Josiah does not quit.
Nah,
He has a
yeah.
crack every single game, and in a game where we played like shit, he didn't. It doesn't come up in his stats. He did certainly save a try at least there with that knockdown. The only other player that springs to mind, because there wasn't many, to be fair, and I thought, especially because he got put in an unfair position, I thought Ezra did pretty well,
Yep.
mate, coming off the bench. 0 errors. He made an impact straight away with some defence where we got an error, but we squandered that. But we squandered that, under every set, so it doesn't matter. So we'll just, I thought Ezra played himself into Madge going, well, I'm not going to fuck around trying to make 3 changes at once here. I'm just going to interchange my hookers and leave the rest as is. So, yeah, mate, I think Josiah deserved.
Yeah, fair. Shout out to Jordan Ricky as well. He might have had a couple of errors, but 40 tackles, 2 missed and 3 ineffective. I mean, you're right. The kid tackles anything that fucking moves or gets near him. So, and I'm pretty sure that one error from Josiah would have been that knockdown.
Might have been the
try
knockdown,
saver. Yeah. So effectively, you could say 0 errors because I'm ready to cancel out a try saving with an error. That can cancel each other out.
Yeah.
So yeah, solid effort. Josiah doesn't.
Well, there's a reason why he's keeping Jesse Arthurs out of the team, and that game, in a game riddled full of errors and squandered opportunities, he's one of the only shining lights. So you can definitely see why old Madge is picking him over Jesse. That's for sure.
All right, we'll do a little run through with the stats here. Most tackles was Carrigan, fresh off his high 50 tackle game high over in England. He backs it up with a 45 game high here. Kenny with 30 was the most for the Panthers. Most run meters was Karapani, 164. Edwards had 260. Fucking murdered us. Most line breaks, unfortunately, with 1 was all we could do. They had 2, I think it was, they had 2 players go make 2. Most points, duck eggs, none for us. Fuck around. Post-contact meters, Karapani, 65. It just shows how well the Panthers pack really held our pack down. You've got the likes of Carrigan and Haas, who are meter eaters, and Karapani ended up with 65 post-contact. Edwards had 69. Most runs was Karapani again with 16. Edwards had 25 runs, which was ridiculous. Now, offloads, we had 3 players combined for 6 offloads, 2 apiece. They had 8 players combined for 11 offloads.
Yeah.
The second phase play was out of this world sort of stuff. And then tackle breaks, Mariner had 4 and Jenkins got 8. So well done there. We'll move into the back line. So we had Walsh, Karapani, Staggs, Shibasaki, and Mariner. As I look across, unfortunately, we got a lot of white on my stats here, Thoroughbreds, because 0 points, 0 tries, 0 line break assists, 0 try assists, and it wasn't much better reading. I mean, Josiah obviously tops everything there because of what he's doing. And that's why he did get the Hot Shots Player of the Match. Tackles made, Katoni came up with 16 as a high for the back line. Missed 1, had 2 ineffective. But how did you guys see it, Langers? You want to run through any stats there that stand out for you, mate?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the nothing in the points or tries area. That's a bit shit.
Yeah, can we fix that? Can we?
Yeah.
We work on that at training.
Yeah. Anything that would be
Guys, we
great.
need to workshop that.
But no, let's look for a couple of silver linings there. Good to see the back five all getting into the double digits for the runs. Minimum run meters was 80. So, that's the lowest one. Obviously, Karapani doubled that with 164. Post contacts as well. That's good. But yeah, no, there's not great. Reece Walsh, 3 errors, 3 handling errors. That's not great either. But he was trying, so give that. Didn't throw away a penalty, so that's always something, we're looking for silver linings here. So
yeah.
But no, apart from that, it's good to see that, the back five, there was no one person just, leaps and bounds ahead. Obviously Karapani was probably a little bit better than everybody else, but good to see that everybody was doing the job that they tried to do, I guess.
They pounded Mariners' edge too, so it was
they did.
It was good to see that he ended up with 100% tackle efficiency in there. Ringer, what are you looking at in those stats there, mate?
Oh, mate, there's not much to bloody write home about. I think we can all agree on that. Just want to highlight, I think Katoni needs to grow out of this hotshot sort of. Should be a leader in this team now. The fact that he gives away 2 penalties and makes 2 errors, one of them where he just dropped it fucking cold down our end when we really didn't need it. It's time for Katoni to fucking aim up and just be our centre that we can rely on. You know what I mean? All the great teams have a centre that they just, you shut the door. You're going to get your run meters. If there's an opportunity, they're going to ice it. It's time for Katoni to stop being in this mid-ground where we're always worried about what he's going to do with the football. I doubt he'll have a game as bad as that again. Defensively, he was pretty good. That miss on Blaze was pretty bad. But essentially, mate, our back five didn't get many opportunities because we just kept dropping the ball. However, when we do have opportunities, like Mariner standing up in a 3-on-1 when he's 5 meters from the sideline, that's under 6's shit. Get to the ground, just die with the ball. And then Shiba, when we did have another opportunity down there, just flings it over the sideline. Even if Karapani was a meter behind, it still goes behind him. So, yeah, I don't know. We just got to ice those moments when we have them. I'm sure none of them, want to do that game again. I'm sure they don't want to play like that. So we'll soon see what the response is this week coming.
Yeah. Quick shout out to the back line there. They topped the majority of our green stats. Nearly all of them, actually, because they had most runs, most run meters, most post contact, which is wild considering our forward pack. Tackle breaks, offloads. The offloads is wild considering Payne House exists. So yeah, bit crazy there. I mean, we'll get into the halves. We had Reynolds, Pakesy, and Hunt. Because that's how they started. Ezra down on the bench when we get to him, but not much to ride home there either. God, it's just really bad reading thoroughbreds. It brings a tear to your eye. And can you guys see anything there? I mean, Pakesy with 93% tackle efficiency. He had 26 tackles, 2 missed, 0 ineffective. So he topped the guys there. 93% is always good, what we're aiming for, sort of thing. Ben Hunt got through a mountain of work when it came to defense. 32 tackles. I know he missed a few, but 32 tackles is nothing to squeeze at. What about you, Ringer? Anything there, mate, that you can see? Give us something, another silver lining.
Mate, well, the only silver lining is if Ben Hunt plays another 80-minute game this season, I think Madge needs to be smacked around the mouth because, honestly, you've got Corey Payne. We're not doing this again, are we? Surely, Madge, surely. Ben Hunt's the best number 14 in the comp, and especially for us with a Reynolds that is not the most injury-free player in the comp. Let's just leave it at that. You've got a gun 7 that if your 7 goes down, you have a 7. You've got a gun 9 that can come on and create when you need to. And you have a 9 at the moment in Patesy that tackles his ass off. And yes, he's not a creative player. Do you need creative players in the first 20 minutes or 30 minutes of a half and then the 10 minutes of the next half? Let's just give Ben 50 minutes on the bloody field in any role he wishes, whether they run him on 13 or 9 or whatever. Let's not play Benny Hunt for 80 minutes for the rest of the fucking year because that's just stupid in my opinion. So silver lining is Corey Pakes can definitely play 9 and take the shit out of the game until we can bring Benny Hunt on, who deserves to come into the game with a little bit, seeing what's happened. Let Ezra, the young buck, play 80 on the left edge, and Ezra will pick his man and sort of, whatever. But surely we don't do this again because it's 3 changes instead of just 1. Pakes for Hunt. Pretty easy.
Yeah. What about you, Lang? Is there anything there in the halves that you can see, mate?
Adam Reynolds didn't miss any conversions.
Yes.
Shit.
We take those. We take those.
Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it.
It's not great, is it? It's not great. But yeah, like I agree with what the Ringer was saying with Pakesy. Yeah, Hunt can't be playing 80. Like he's too detrimental to fill other spots if one of them goes down. He's a 6, he's a 7, he's a 9. Pakesy's not a 6, he's not a 7. He is a 9, and that is it. And yeah, like we've said it before, Pakesy's pill service is better than Hunt's. You see that he just puts it on the chest, whereas with Hunty sometimes they're the big fellas are jumping to catch the ball. Their arms are up. They're not just square on the chest. And yeah, Pakesy, he does a lot of work with his tackles and just doing his role as a hooker. So yeah, no, I'm with you on that one, Ringer. But no, she's not. It's not great viewing, is it? Those stats, mate. Jesus.
We'll move on real quick then. We'll get into the forwards. Jensen, Haas, Koselski, Carrigan. Ricky played 80. Everyone else, Payne basically played 80. Jensen only 20. What? I picked it in the stats. He had 3 runs. What are we doing? What? And he only played 20. So what does that mean? Who played?
Got a hangover from his concussion or what?
I don't know. But I mean, it's not like he got swapped. Did he get swapped out for Willison? Because Willison played 41. But and then
no, when they had the HIA, they put Payne straight back on instead of Payne was off for just throw Corey back on there.
Corey on, there must be a reason.
I don't know, but that doesn't. I hope the big fella's okay. But anyway, that's a bit alarming there. Payne, what do you know? He topped out all run meters and post contact. Only by 1 meter though. Jordan Ricky, 51 meters post contact, up against Payne's 52. And he went for less runs too. So good on him. Good on Geordie. Had a bit of a shocker there with the hands, but he was definitely putting in the work. One thing about Haas, one thing I will say before I throw to you guys with any stats, Haas, from what I've seen, I'd looked at a mini and then I tried to watch the game, was still fully engaged. I know that he's going next year and whatnot. It's the end of his contract. There was an instant there, and you guys might remember it. Carrigan ran up to put pressure on a 5th tackle kick. Haas was right next to him. Once the ball got moved, because Carrigan did such a good job, Haas follows it across field.
Yeah.
And it comes back inside, and somebody else does the tackle on Phillips or whatever it is, and Haas is literally falls onto the tackle 30 meters to the other side of where they did the kick check. So like he's still running around, he's still doing his thing. They just didn't. Yeah, the Panthers just stifled the shit out of our forward pack, unfortunately. So, props to them. Big shout out to Ek. Oh no, we'll get to X later. He's in the bench. So, and Langers, any stats there, mate, that you want to shout out?
Yeah, Payne's definitely the shining light in the forwards for sure with his stats. I just love seeing that his tackle efficiency is
Oh,
always over 90%. Always.
Yeah.
Like we did his career tackle
yeah.
efficiency last year and it's in the 90s. Like it's just
Mhm.
the man doesn't miss. Like it's just it's really good to see. It's definitely going to be a big hole when he leaves next year for sure. I don't think there's anybody that is a Broncos fan that's happy to see Payne leave. But like you just said, Brito, it's good to see that he still has that drive. He still has that fire. He wants back-to-back premierships. So, yeah, hopefully we can give that to him. Definitely worrying about Jensen. I think there's definitely something happened
Yeah.
there because, yeah, you wouldn't put – I mean, Payne's a freak. We all know that. But the big fella does perform better when he's had a rest too, and to give him a 2-minute rest and then you get half time, but still, like you need more than that if you want them to be firing on all 97 cylinders that the bloke seems to have. And he needs to have a rest. So there's got to be a reason why Madge didn't put Jensen back on. There's got to be some sort of underlying thing there. I don't know, but I didn't see this, but did Jordan Ricky put a kick in? One kick, 15 meters.
I was going to bring that up. When did that happen? I didn't see it.
Yeah, no, I didn't see it either, but good on him. Good on him. He got the most kick meters for the forwards, so that's good. But no, there is a lot of green in that, in the errors and penalties and whatnot. There is a lot of green out of that, so that's good. That's good to see. But yeah, no, apart from that, mate, Payne is the obvious standout for me.
Just go back to his overall career stats. He's on 97.61%. He's made 4,777 tackles. He's missed 117.
Fuck me, Dad. That's crazy.
He's done more. He's done 217 offloads, so he's done 100 more offloads than what he's missed tackles.
Yeah, well,
basically,
Yeah.
That's
freak.
Yeah, absolutely.
Have I gone to you, Ringer, for the forwards?
No, mate. I
Nah.
haven't got much to add. There's two things. Obviously, something surely's happened to Corey Jensen. If they're worried about him playing more minutes, then why is he in there? To be honest,
Yeah.
We can't carry a
That's what I was
20-minute
gonna do.
front rower. And also, if Jack Goz is the starting second rower, why is he only playing 60 minutes? If they're not confident in him,
Yeah.
give it to someone else. Who else is fit? Like Oblix, Willison.
Surely
I don't know.
Oblix. Surely Tolty.
But even Tolty, like I don't know if Big Ben, because he's such a thick boy, he mightn't have the 80 in him. But I mean, just put someone out there for fuck's sake.
Cool.
Like I
Hang on.
don't understand it. Why are we playing Carrigan and Carrigan and Haas near to death when we've got Jensen playing 20 and we've got a second rower playing 60? Like, I don't understand it. Put Payne out there for fuck's sake. Let him have a blow every now and then.
Damn, can you imagine?
Yeah.
Here, Jenkins, handle this. Corey came off in the 19th minute for Xavier Willison and then never went back on.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I haven't seen anything injury-wise.
And this is the thing, like, Willison got HIA'd. Payne was only just off the field, and they run Payne straight back on.
Yeah.
Like, wouldn't you give Jensen 10 there? We only used 7 interchanges as it was.
Yeah, you'd think.
Give Jensen a hot 10.
He passed, so he came back on, so we would have got a free interchange. So just send Jensen 100%. On and then get him back off again.
Yeah.
You give Payne his 10-minute rest. That's all he needs, usually, per game. Say to Corey, go out and give me 3-4 good runs and a couple of tackles, mate, and then burst back off. Like, I don't know. Exactly. I don't understand it either.
No, there's definitely some sort of underlying thing there because it doesn't make sense. And Jensen definitely normally does more minutes than that. Like he obviously didn't in the whole game.
Yeah.
He made significantly less minutes in that game.
He should have been rested.
That's the only thing that I can put it down to is that he's got some sort of hangover from it. He wasn't feeling well, and that's what he told the staff on the sideline when he came off. Like, I'm not great here, and they're going, well, we're not going to do a Katoa situation. We're just going to we'll rest him and Payne. Sorry, pal, but you got to go back on, sort of thing. So that's the only thing that I can chalk it up to.
We'll see what this week brings. Okay, onto the bench. Mam, Willison, Tolte, Tafar. Shout out to Big X for putting one on the ribs of Leota as well.
Got him
Close.
good.
That was good. That was a good hit. I mean, it's just weird seeing Mam on the bench there. He's obviously got highlights. He had 9 runs, 82 meters, 29 post contact, 1 tackle break. Tolte again with the 100% tackle efficiency. Good on him. But there's not much coming from the bench here. Anything there, Ringer, that you can see, mate?
Yeah, well, the obvious change is Ezra has to play. He has to play 6. Madge, I don't know what the fuck you're doing, but Ezra needs to figure out who his opposite number is and figure out how he can beat him because, like, I don't, we're talking about a bloke who was 2 minutes away in the 2023 grand final from winning a fucking Clive.
Yeah.
He scored 3 tries against Nathan Cleary, and you don't give him the first crack of that in the season opener. I don't understand it because, you give Mam one opportunity. If he burns Cleary once, all of a sudden their whole right edge is fucking second-guessing themselves. So I just do not understand the thinking of putting Benny Hunt on there for fucking 18 minutes when you have potentially, and I know maybe this is disciplinary, maybe I don't know. I'd love to know the fly on the wall shit that we don't. But you have potentially the Dally M6 if he plays to his, if we know everyone can see what he can do. He defends his dick off. Like, that's the part I think goes most underrated. He comes straight on and forced an error with, I think it was his first or second involvement in defense. And to not give him a crack at the opposition first so he can figure out where he's going to position Reece even. Like, if he creates problems for his 3-in defender because of his speed, that gives Reece more space, and I don't know. I it flabbergasted me. Maybe there was a whole disciplinary thing, but I think that's the obvious change. Blake Willison should probably run on second row next game. Jack Goz on the bench. Jack Goz can come on and do the last 10 of each half, or the last 10 of the first and first 10 of the second half, and just give X a break, tackle his ass off, so we can fall into shape because X is a fucking handful. We all know this. He's agile. He's good. Tolte was good. I thought All Blacks brought a lot of energy. A little bit misguided where I think he got cracked up and made a high shot there. But, I'll wear it because in a game where we were doing nothing, he was really attempting to lift the energy. So even again, when X had his HIA, why wouldn't you put Tafa on instead of running Payne off, barely gets a bloody hydrolyte fucking icy pole into him and he's got to run back out there again. So, I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah, a few changes there, mate.
What about you, Langers? Anything on the bench there, mate?
No, I'm with Ringer 100% with Mam. I know, like, last year when he was suspended and, we signed Ben Hunt and we were like, fuck yeah, we got Hunt and Reynolds 6 and 7. It's going to be amazing. I was all for it. We had reels just lined up, ready to go, waiting for them to fire. And we never released them because they just never did. And I think now that game is a pretty clear indication that Reynolds Hunt 6-7 just doesn't work.
Yeah.
Like when you've got Mam, just everything Ringer just said, basically. So, I would like to see that change for the Eels. Hopefully it does. But, in Madge, we trust. So if he comes out with that same thing again, then there has to be some sort of reason behind it, fly on the wall shit, as Ringer said. But, it's an okay. It's an okay interchange stats. It's nothing great. It's nothing alarming, but nothing overly great. I thought Big X, like, he played 41 minutes, but he only did 5 runs. I thought,
we didn't get him. Well, it's because everyone else kept dropping the ball.
He was probably lined up ready for the next one. So no, that's fair. That's fair. But mate, nothing overly standing out there.
Yeah, too easy. All right, we'll move on to the Gronk, onto his little segment here.
G'day, boys. I'm sure I'm not alone and feeling a bit deflated at the moment. You know, you got bloody... The world around you seems to be falling apart, fucking wars and whatnot. You got a family to look after. You're doing a bit of maths thinking, fuck me, you've only got 2 kidneys. I have to sell one of them to fill up this fucking car middle of the week. And, but then in the back of your mind, you've got, oh, the fucking footy's back. So you're stoked. And then all 4 of the Queensland teams come out and get absolutely fucking clapped round 1. And don't even, so convincingly that there's no positives to take out of each game. So we started it off great and yous all followed. I thought Big Brother might have stepped up at home. First game back, big game and big bed shit. Anyway, that could be just the Sunday scaries talking. Hopefully we kick back this week.
I mean, yep. Ringer, take it away.
I think we've tried really hard with a podcast as down as this one is for the thoroughbreds to go through to not talk about like the potential World War fucking 3 and fuel running out in this country. Like we just tried to like leave that out of your minds, thoroughbreds. But yeah, when the Gronk brings that sort of reality check into this weekend, and I think we all felt it. We're like, footy's back, let's go. I was even like thinking, okay, if the Dolphins come out today and pump the fuck out of the Rabbitohs, like I'll be happy that, you know, the Dolphins are going good and they get fucking tailed up. And they're like, right. Reality's great. Move on. Let's fucking can't wait for Monday. That's how bad our weekend's been.
What about you, Langers?
Yeah, nah, once again, I can't disagree with me, mate. It's not great when all 4 Queensland teams get pumped. Like it's rough. It's rough. But yes, the footy coming back was definitely a silver lining, you know, like what the Gronk just said, you know, you've got the world seemingly falling to shit around you, prices skyrocketing, still got your family to sort out, and then you're like, but at least the footy's back. And then you watch what happened. So it's just like, okay, sweet. That's great. So, you know, we all got to go to work now and deal with more bullshit for another week. So it is what it is. It's the start of the season. It's the start of the year. Hopefully, things will get better.
One thing's for sure, PVL has form. Even as World War III breaks out, that man will be broadcasting NRL.
Yeah.
He will. It'll be NRL Ireland like Dana White in the UFC, mate. Bloody just bring it on in. Got the Iron Dome sitting over the top of it as well. Another thing on that with the Queensland teams, how about for this one episode, we bring the Warriors into that fold and Melbourne, because then technically we had 2 wins. And,
perfect.
They were pretty good. Yeah. But, and the last thing that I'll say in this little segment, imagine waking up being an Eels fan. You had all that aggression. You had a big win in the courts. Fuck you, Melbourne. We're going to go down there and we're going to ruin your little first round fucking brigade. And then you get pumped.
Start well.
Yeah, until you high shot the shit out of fucking McDonald, get sent to the bin, and then it's just
yeah.
Oh, but anyway, we will move on from that one. Good video, Gronk. Okay, the week ahead. Men's injuries and suspensions. Billy Walters, we all know, round 21, he'll be back from that ACL. Brendan Piakura, looks like round 3, so we won't see him against the Eels. Hopefully, he will be back the next week, though. Now, I've got Hayes Perham here with a question mark. He did his ACL last year, right? Now, this might be complete laziness from the NRL or the Broncos, whoever, but he's still up underneath our casualty ward as ACL. So I hope to God the guy hasn't done it again in training or something, because Corey Jensen was there and they've taken him down. So there has been movement on our casualty ward. I shout out anyone who knows anything, write it in the comments. Tell us what's going on. I don't know if he played Q Cup over the weekend. I hope he hasn't done his ACL, because two ACLs, 2 seasons in a row is not good for anyone's career.
And he was so good in the trials too.
Yeah. So anyway, shout out to Hayes. Oblak Safar, grade 1 dangerous tackle, second offence, $1,800 or $2,500 fine. Verdict is expected to be a guilty plea, and he'll be right for the Eels. So all good there, but that boy has got some serious loading now. If he has another little flare up, it might be a couple of weeks on the pine. We move through, and I haven't updated this yet, so I caught myself out there, but luckily I've got it over here. We move through the round 2 up against the Eels, and we are at home again, Suncorp Stadium, Thursday the 12th, kicking off at 7 p.m. God's country time. We'll have a look at the head-to-head here. Interesting enough, we've played 53 times. Eels have 27 wins. We have 26. So it's a great opportunity for us to level that up. Still hasn't disappeared the flogging that the Eels gave to us in the last round a couple of years back there, where they basically just put the sword to our little season there. Ladder positions. I didn't think I'd be saying this weekend. 15th up against 17th. Eels obviously got drubbed by the Storm there, so they'll be looking for a little bit of get back. We obviously will be a bit spiteful, having lost 2 games in a row now. We'll be looking to sort of bring ourselves back into a bit of form. The betting odds, head-to-head, we are clear favourites at $1.26. Now, if anyone followed this podcast last year, we fucking hated it when we were favourites. Because especially heavy favourites. Eels are $3.82. 13 plus, $1.97 for us. 1 to 12, $3.15 for us. For the Eels, it's $11.50 for 13 plus and $4.90 for 1 to 12. If you're a Broncos hater, I'll be jumping on the $4.90 1 to 12. Because it smells like an Eels could, sort of pick their act up and have a go. Yeah. But we know someone in this particular group here will be given the 13 plus $1.97 a tickle over the week. Don't know who that will be. We last met them round 21 at Suncorp Stadium. It was 20-22 to a loss. 3 tries up against 4. We're both coming off losses, like I said. We had the Panthers. They had the Storm, looking to get better. Any chat around this game? Langers, mate.
I'm worried, and I shouldn't be, but I am.
Said the quiet thing out loud there. Calm down.
I did. It'll be just like us to shit the bed at $1.26 favourites, and it would be unsurprising if Moses comes out and just puts on a fucking masterclass against us on Thursday, So, yeah, like that. Eels 1 to 12, $4.90. Worth a couple of $dollary-doos if you hate the Broncos. We certainly won't be doing any of that nonsense because, 13 plus, you still nearly get your money back. Even the Broncos 1 to 12 at $3.15. That's a juice.
I like that one. Yeah.
They're definitely expecting like a Broncos just proper resurgence, and I'm worried. That might not happen. I hope it does. I hope my 13 plus comes off for the first time this season. That would be glorious. But I'm not as confident as what the bookies are. That's for sure.
What about you, Ringer?
Yeah, it wouldn't be very often that a team heading into round 2 consisting of the Broncos and the Eels, where combined we've scored 4 points and conceded around 70. So, there's a hell of a lot of improvement hopefully, coming for both teams, but hopefully not enough from the Eels. But like Langers, shouldn't be worried, but am, because what? They have a team that I'm pretty sure, except for me, had them all in the top 8 this year. A lot of good judges have got them in and around the 8. And, it'd be hard to think that they might not improve out of sight. But the only thing that I'm clinging to as a little bit of to calm myself down over the next few days is that our defense didn't break down in the wake of our own fucking bed shit, right?
Yeah.
The Eels did. The middle
Yeah.
just was as soft as butter. Like, they just carved them through the middle. Like, Harry Grant picked it up from dummy half and did not get touched for a try there. So that did not happen to us. So I think they have a fair bit more to worry about in way of defense that they'll have to work on. And I think, look, after the first game, like we usually say we want to get 80% completions. I think after that bedsheet of the first game, I think, can we get complete above 73% and make less than 12 errors? Like, let's just see how we fucking go. Because, yeah. Well, I think the 3-15, 1-12 is an absolute beauty of value.
Yeah. I think that's juicy as.
Yeah. Do you see it the same? How do you see it?
I'll be loading up on the Eels 13 plus because then that guarantees it won't fucking happen. The way that my betting has finished last year and started this season, good Lord.
Yeah.
I went, and we'll get to it. Actually, we'll get to it later. I'll talk to you about how horrific my betting is at the moment. But yeah, I would be more inclined to see 1-12. I don't. But you're right. Again, I mean, there's a reason why we're so short for 13 plus. The Eels, not only were they soft as butter in the middle there, their attack was near on non-existent.
Yeah.
And with scrambling defense like we can do, then that lends to it.
Yes.
Like maybe we can actually hold these guys out for 60 minutes before they get a sniff. So, yeah. Be interesting to see, but I'm hoping for a 13 plus victory just to relieve the nerves a little bit and get the media off everyone's backs at Red
Very
Hill.
true.
So, all right, we'll get into the tipping competition, and it has been a hard and fast start for a lot of people. Not me, and not Ringer.
No. Nope.
Oh, Ringer, 2 out of 8, lad. Around.
I missed the first game. But I would have only got 3. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
It's not as if I missed bloody 3 games and could have got 6. No.
He would have went to Eels. All right. Actually, no, it wasn't the Eels. Yeah, you're right. You definitely wouldn't have got that. Jason Ward, welcome to the tipping competition, mate. And what a bang you've done. Straight out the gate, 6 out of 8. He's got a weekly margin of 6 as well. So good stuff there. Shout out to the Gronk, who got the best margin of 2. Just the tips. Sneaky little name there if you're looking for the Gronk in the ladder. Yeah, so don't look at my margin. I'm at 34, so I don't know what I was thinking. Jason Ward with 6 out of 8. Slippery Gypsy, your boy Langers here, 5 out of 8 with a margin of 6. Just Pips, second place over Thunderwolf, who got 5 as well, but with a margin of 8. So good stuff there. Nia.
So Gronk, with a margin of 2, put the Knights beating his team by 12. Then,
yeah.
Because they been by
2. Yeah. What a dog, eh?
Dog, bro.
You could just see him at the couch though, like, God damn it, but
yeah. I hope you put that bet on.
Yeah. But yeah, Gronk 4 out of 8, margin of 2. Myself 3 out of 8, margin of 34. And Ringer,
and we
2
move on.
out of 8. 15. I love that. SuperCoach, not good looking from any of us here except one maybe. But boy, oh boy, our SuperCoach, sorry. God, we got BJ's Battlers, who was last year's winner, is nowhere to be seen. Up on the leaderboard there. I'll just refresh this to make sure that I've got the correct points, because I did do this earlier on in the day, just as the last game had finished. So, yeah, Purple Rain took out first for the first week, 1,407 points. That's a big score. I have seen a 1,600 plus getting around, so it's going to be a big score to win the week. But 1,407 is a great way to start the season. Callers, William there ended up with 1,397. Ruck Me Daddy in third, Ryan in 374. Then we got Haas Party and Lucas Lyons rounding out the top 5. Gronk, 1,180. It's not too bad. Langers, 1,196. Well done, mate. Nearly cracked the 12.
Take
And
that.
then Ringer, 1,232. Well done, mate. That loop,
thanks,
hey?
mate.
Kalen
gotta
Ponder
love
loop.
the KP loop. I was like, which is typical SuperCoach. Like, I was just about to flop my hog out at about 2 parts of the way through the round because I had Ponga go huge, Lukey go big, Failonga go massive, Lasardi. I left what's his name, Moses Leo on the bench with 95. I was thinking, write the check right now. Not expecting my beautiful Broncos to go 35, 34, 26.
Yeah.
Bad.
Yeah.
Run me out of a really good score there.
Well, I was forecasted for 1,250, I think. And then just after the Broncos game, just 200 points wiped. See you later.
Yeah.
Ended up clawing a couple back. Thankfully, even with Fafita's sin bin, didn't hurt me too bad. So, and Gray went okay in the last game, which was good. Herbie always good for a couple of points, which saved me from getting below 1,000 there anyway. Penalty Broncos team, the podcast team, full of Broncos. Good luck if you come up against them. They scored 603. So,
that's got to be nearly a record.
Yeah, we'll see how we go up against the Eels, eh? See how we go. And we had
just got to say though, didn't we all won our head-to-heads? Sorry.
Yeah, I did. I picked on the brother-in-law.
Go the boys.
Yeah, I picked on the brother-in-law, so he's a first-timer, so I'm lucky. All right, best bets, all red, just straight out the gate, thoroughbreds. Titans.
It's like the Broncos.
Gronk had Titans plus 8.5. Nope. I had Parramatta plus 5.5. Fucking double nope. Langers 13 plus. Good Lord. And then Ringer went the unders for the Storm Eels 44.5.
Yeah, Storm did that on their own.
Oh, we are. Hey, if you're winning them early, you're not winning them late. That's what they say. That's what they say. Bronco bet 22.86 down the drain with those odds. Road to $1 million, 5 out of 14, 36% hit. This is where my betting come in. I was struggling because we did road to $1 million halfway through or midway through the round. And I was struggling to find legs to just pump the odds right up so we could put just a couple of cents on and we'll get there. And I went, oh, you know what? I'll just go all unders. I'll just do all the unders this round. That's surely like some of them were favorites on the bookies. I'm like, yeah, they're pretty good. We'll just go all unders. I don't think one of them went under. I think they all went fucking over.
Even the bloody Rabbitohs and the Finns in an absolute slop scored fucking 60 points.
That's as I'm driving back, they're like, oh, it's pissing. You know, if you got any SuperCoach players in the game today, hopefully they go all right because it's an absolute pond. I'm like, oh, sweet. Should hit the unders there. Nope. Got dusted. So anyway, as always, check our socials on Thursday. We'll bring you the best bets once the team list is all out, and a fresh road to $1 million. Anything for anything else, gentlemen? Wrap up before we wrap up. Mitchie.
No, mate. I think we're pretty much sorted. Madge is going to be in the crosshairs this week. I think we all know that. He was in the crosshairs before this week. So it's going to be very interesting to see the media circus around it. I personally don't think he is. Madge doesn't go out and make fucking 19 errors. Like, I don't know. You can't blame that on the coach. So it'll all depend on this response. And if the response is bad, those echoes are going to get fucking loud. So hopefully the boys can pull it out of the fire for a Madge.
We'll be interested. It would be interesting to see what the address was like from Madge at the end of that game, whether he was fired up or whether he was like, look, let's just, all right, we got that out of the fucking way. Let's move on.
Yeah.
You know? Or maybe something changed. Maybe he might have just put his hand fully up and said, look, I completely fucked that up with the bench. The 19 errors is on me because I did that. We move on, sort of things. The other thing, I just want to really quickly get your opinion, guys, individually. I'll go with you, Langers, first. Mitch Barnett, rumoured to be $750 a year, 2-year deal with a club option for 2029.
he's obviously going to be replacing Payne Haas is sort of the plan, I would imagine. Yeah, look, I will definitely be the amateur of this group, and I don't really know too much about the lad, to be honest. Like, he plays for the Wars now.
Yeah, used to play for the
so-
Knights, plays New South Wales Origin. He got
So that's
moved
why I don't
on.
give two fucks about him. Yeah, right. Yeah.
He got moved on from the Knights because they lowballed him.
Okay.
They wanted him to stay for fuck all. He said, "See you later." Bounced over to the Wars. It's weird because Peter O'Sullivan, the recruitment guy, was at the Wars at the time.
Yes.
He took him over there. Now O'Sullivan is back at the Knights. His family lives in Taree. He's got a kid that needs medical help that can't be given to in New Zealand, so he has to come back to Australia. So it looked for all money that he's going back to the Knights. But they just got too much fucking money elsewhere, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
But anyway, he is coming off an ACL. And
Okay.
he is 30 odd years old.
Is he worth the money?
$750 a
Is
year?
that a good deal for us? You know what I mean? Or is that just Madge helping out his mate sort of thing?
No, I don't know. Well, Madge has coached him. He's coached him in the New South Wales Blues, so he does know what he's like.
Yeah.
Ringo, what's your thoughts with the money? I'll let you go from there.
New salary cap, maybe. Mitch Barnett is a gun. Like, there's no getting around it. But by the time we get him, he's 32. $750 a year seems like a lot you could throw at insert fucking up-and-coming prop this year that jumps out of the ground. Yeah, so but in saying that, do I like a pack when Mitch Barnett pairs with Xavier Willison and a Patrick Carrigan and a Jordan Recce? Fucking oath I do, because he does offer that point of difference with offloads, and he's a workhorse, which is what we're losing. So to gain something like that, I think's great. He's not a replacement for Payne, and there's not one. So I think I think that's the cloudy stuff that's in your head, is like, oh, well, we're losing Payne, we're getting Mitch Barnett. That's not a like for like. There is no fucking like for like.
Yeah.
So if we can get him, mate, I think it's a good deal for any club, let alone us, when you consider the pack he's going to walk into.
Well, I think $750 would be half the money we were throwing at Haas. So for half, I feel like he is more than half of the player that Haas was.
100%.
So I think budget-wise, it's a good deal. We have that experienced older head in the forward pack still. I'll go one further there. Even if it's Corey Jensen and Mitch Barnett in the props, backed up by maybe a Willison on an edge, Carrigan and a Ricky or someone like that, I can't see a fault in that. I do want to see how he plays this year after the ACL. I just want to have a look at his stats and go from there.
The bonus is, though, on top of that, is that we are getting him not first game back after ACL.
Yeah.
He will get some reps in, and usually players go well that second preseason after the ACL.
Yeah.
And when you think about what props are on the market, Tino's re-signed, Keenon's gone to the Dragons, Flegler and all those boys have signed back up with the Dollies. There's not exactly enforcers. Clubs are locking up their enforcers. So when you think about who's available to get, if you got Mitch Barnett, you would be like, okay, like fucking oath.
There's also a bit of chat going that we would offer Jesse Arthurs and Brendan Tikura as a player swap for him, along with the signing. I know there's a couple of people out there that were pretty loud on the just comments about Ben. I think it's a good deal. I feel for Jesse. I would rather see him go to the Gold Coast, or he may want to. He would be okay over there. But whether or not he wants to go, whether or not Ben wants to go as well, like, it's up to them. But I don't know. I feel like losing Ben Takura to get Mitch Barnett is not bad.
I think that, though, wasn't that if he wanted an early release for this year and that was a player swap? It wasn't essentially a we lose Ben Takura forever. It was if Mitch come this year,
Oh.
Ben would go. And I think, I don't know, the way I sort of read it was
Okay.
that if they go on their because it's compassionate grounds,
Yeah.
if they were to let him leave early, they would need compensation now to fill that void. And I think that's what Broncos were offering. And to be honest, if Benny went over there, if it was only for 12 months, because I want to see this kid do what he can do as a Bronco. But if it was only for the rest of this year and he could get some reps in for the Wars in a forward pack with Joel Fisher Harris, like all day, like, so yeah, I'm not mad at that if that was what it was saying. I may have completely misread it.
No, that's right. Jesse,
maybe I was just putting all hope in my head.
Jesse's done it before, so he's gone over to the Warriors for a year. That's right. So yeah, maybe he wouldn't be. And I mean, he'd probably get a start over there. To be fair,
100%.
So he might be interested in that. Ben might get a start as well. I know they got a couple of injuries over there, and they got a couple of young fellas as well. So all right, it sounds like we're pretty keen to have him here, and yeah, we'll see how the news unfolds this week. It sounds like it's going to happen quick if it does happen. So
exactly.
All right, thoroughbreds, that's all from us. Let us know your thoughts. Put them in the comments down below. Who has the shittest take? Who do you agree with? Any of that sort of stuff. What did we miss throughout the game? Head over to our socials. We're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, Threads. We're everywhere. We're on Spotify, Apple, YouTube. You can get our podcasts elsewhere. I think as long as you got the feed and all that sort of stuff. A like on our post. LimeWire, yeah. Give yourself some fucking computer aids.
Yeah.
A like on our post costs you nothing. A comment gives us motivation. Sharing our content introduces the page to others, and hitting the favorite button helps us with engagement. I've been loving seeing the comments and the engagement and all of you guys interacting with one another on the socials. It's really good. Get your voicemails in. Get your tips in and make sure your SuperCoach team is up to date. Just absolute panic trading this week. We know what it's like. Get it out of your system. Don't worry about waiting until round 3. Bet responsibly. Bet for fun and not for the rent. Be a contributor to society. Stay out of one another unless it's consensual, and we will gallop off into the weekend. We will see you next week after the Eels. Catch us later.
Thanks, thoroughbreds.
See you, thoroughbreds. A gas bake!